So session 7 is entrepreneurship development process. Entrepreneurship development process. In the previous all sessions, we have learned what is entrepreneurship, okay? What is an enterprise? When an entrepreneur starts a business, it is known as enterprise. When a normal businessman starts a business, it is simply a business setup, okay? And we have learned the difference between an entrepreneur and a business and a traditional businessman, who are self-employed persons, how all self-employed persons cannot be entrepreneurs, but all entrepreneurs can be self-employed persons. We saw a lot many case studies also, okay. We saw a case study where we had compared a chai wala, that is Ramu, a local tea seller, with who was a traditional businessman, with Rani, who was an entrepreneur. She thought, she brought in new ideas of selling different types of tea, and hence increasing or expanding her clientele to different sections of the society. Okay, so how a traditional businessman is different from an entrepreneur, we had studied that. Then we saw some case studies like types of businesses, product based, service based, and hybrid businesses. Okay, we saw numerous examples of them. We saw some more case studies. We also saw the qualities of an entrepreneur. What qualities should an entrepreneur have in order to properly start a business? First and foremost, he should have patience. A lot of patience is required, because it is not that an entrepreneur will always succeed when he, as soon as he begins. There would be numerous failures. He would have to take a lot of detours, okay, in order to start up a business. So now we have come to the last session, that is session 7, entrepreneurship development process. How entrepreneurship is, how you can increase, how you can develop this. Entrepreneurship development is the process of improving the skills and knowledge of entrepreneurs. Okay, so development is improving skills and knowledge. Like what you people are doing when you go to coachings, right? Why do you go to coaching? Can anyone tell me? What is the reason why you want to go to coachings? Or why you are coming to study?
Ma'am, for
Why you are
gaining
coming?
knowledge.
For gaining knowledge, yes. Certain things you may not get from the school, you will get it in the coaching center, right? What is the reason? Let's not go into coachings, because we do not, the schools will never promote coaching, and we do not promote coaching. Okay, the thing is, if I tell you, suppose I was thinking that I would like to take up an online session on, or I would like to attend a session on Python. Why I am taking that session? Because I want to gain more knowledge about Python, right? I would like to attend a webinar or an online workshop. Why do I need to attend an online workshop? To get some extra input, to get some extra knowledge from there, right? It can, so that is why you have entrepreneurship training and development sessions for budding entrepreneurs also. All those who want to start an enterprise, want to start a setup, okay, they need to also learn the trade, how to do this. Okay, so in order to improve their skills, they need to go through some rigorous training sessions. It can take place through formal and informal learning system. When we talk about formal learning system, if I talk about formal learning, it generally refers to any sort of school of business. School of business generally means a college, university, taking up business administration, okay, a proper full-fledged, full-time degree course. Right, so taking up a full-time degree course maybe for 2 years, usually MBA is a 2-year degree course, right? So taking a course for 2 years, right? So this is formal learning, right? That is, you are formally, you are officially actually attending classes, okay, learning the trade. And next comes informal learning. Informal learning means already you belong to a business family, so some or the other idea is already there. It's not necessary that all the people, all the successful entrepreneurs which you see, they all had to attend business schools. No. Okay, even some of them followed the informal route, and they might have, you can take up, like you can watch others, watch other successful entrepreneurs, learn from their lives, okay, or attend some short term courses, short term distance learning courses, or take up distance education in MBA. Many people also take up distance learning. Okay, that is, they take up an MBA, which is not 2 years but a 3 years course, because it is meant for already working professionals. Okay, then you can take up many other short time courses, you can take up workshops, you can attend workshops, you can attend seminars, right? So you can attend various different things in order to learn from various sources. So it's not like you have a proper schedule, you are attending college from morning 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's not like that. It is just whenever you get time, you keep attending certain courses, you learn, or maybe you have already started doing something, so you are investing your knowledge over there, you are learning from day to day experience. Right. So all these things, they come under informal learning. In the formal learning, training programs are conducted to bring about awareness, knowledge, and skills related to entrepreneurship. Okay. Awareness, that is being aware about your surroundings, being aware about the market, the demands of people, what people want. Knowledge, obviously you need the knowledge and the necessary skill set to start the business. So all this is provided during provided by the training program. Let us see some case studies. In the last session, we also learned about another type of business, that is hybrid business, which is a mix of product and service businesses. Reread the following case studies and identify what kind of businesses are these. Now, here comes a wonderful example, a real life example of a businessman. The person's name which you are reading here, Prem Ganpati, the dosawala. He's an actual person. Okay. He has his own dosa outlet in Mumbai, right? So if anybody visits Mumbai, I don't know, maybe some of you might have even visited this restaurant. I don't have any idea about that. If you have really visited, you could just share your experience with us. So it is an actual, the case study which you are seeing over here, it's a real world, a real life example. So Prem Ganpati is also known as the Dosa Wala. He is the owner of the famous food chain Dosa Plaza. Okay. Dosa Plaza currently has 26 shops. It has 150 employees and makes approximately rupees 5 crore each year. Okay. So you can just imagine, this man is already, he has created so much of employment also. 150 employees are working for him, right? And he came from a very simple background, which we are going to see in a short while. So, Prem's story of struggle and success. How did he struggle and how did he succeed? When he came to Mumbai, Prem had no friends and did not know the language, obviously, because he was a South Indian. So, he was not very familiar with the language there. He struggled in Mumbai for many years. He washed plates and cups, cleaned tables, and served tea at different shops. You might have seen this in many of the movies or documentaries. Many successful people, they have been, those who are self-made people, okay, those who don't belong to already existing business classes, those who are self-made people, they have already worked in various places. Okay, they have worked in, so he also worked in certain restaurants, even small dhabas, washed plates, cups, cleaned the tables, right? Served tea at different shops. So he did all sorts of menial jobs also. He even started a business with someone during this time, but the partnership failed. Okay, there are multiple reasons. Sometimes your partner is not faithful, so the partner ditches you, takes up all the invested money and runs off. Okay, or the partner is not ready to share the profit. There are many reasons for failure of partnership. Prem had saved some money and wanted to start a dosa shop. He asked his brother and uncle for a small loan to set up a small dosa stall near a railway station. So he looked forward to his brother and uncle for a small loan. Okay. उधार लेते हैं ना, so he just took a small loan from them to start a small dosa stall near the railway station. Even when you visit railway stations, you might have seen there are various stalls. At least before the COVID-19, there used to be multiple eateries and shops and dealers on railway stations where you could easily, afford food at cheaper rates, right? So he just took a loan for starting this. At the railway station, there are lot of people there. At the railway station, there lot of people came but did not have many options for tasty food. His customers praised his food, and gradually he had customers from far off places too. As he spoke to his customers, he found out that his customers like different kinds of dosas. Nowadays, you might have seen that people are experimenting a lot with dosa. If you check out the menu over here, you'll find sada dosa with butter, masala dosa with butter. I'm sure many of you might be feeling quite hungry looking at this. Okay, because it is quite tempting. The menu is quite tempting, as you can see, Maharaja masala with cheese. And nowadays, people are also experimenting a lot with cheese and mayonnaise and so many different ingredients in the dosa. In the traditional dosa, has its definition has changed. Okay, so he found out that customers want different kinds of dosa. Some
Ma'am,
want some prefer. Yes, dear.
ma'am, ma'am, due to making in DB Mall, we see one Sankalp restaurant. He had made a large dosa and he got the Guinness Book of World Record.
Oh, that's very good. Yes, we had seen Sankalp South Indian, that is the outlet, right? It has set up very recently, and they are also experimenting with this. Yes, so they are, there are nowadays you will find this kind of a trend, and if you check out YouTube videos, you'll find many people who own such restaurants or eatery businesses, they are experimenting a lot. Okay, some, yeah, like cheese and mayo is something which is very popular with youngsters, right? So
Ma'am, the
this
pizza
could
dosa.
attract. Yes.
Ma'am, the pizza dosa that this coming in trend.
Okay, how is that? It sounds very interesting. Some fusion between pizza and dosa. Is it something like
Yes,
that? Maybe. Okay, they might be using the base dosa as the base and the
ma'am, the
topping of
filling.
pizza. Hmm.
Ma'am, the filling is of pizza and outer crust is all of the dosa. That is, they have to cover that and
Baba, they
then
use pizza pasta sauce.
Okay, wow, that's good. It sounds very tempting, and that's very nice. So, it means that even during this lockdown and pandemic, you people definitely enjoyed it. So, was it during this or was
Yes,
it
ma'am.
before the pandemic that you had enjoyed it? Now, because malls have also opened, so, I guess many people are visiting places, and there are many eatery joints also which are being opened nowadays. So, and even many streets, see, I also found out one very interesting thing, that is, switch on my camera. I found out a very interesting thing online, that is, during this pandemic, many people had lost their jobs. So people working in large MNCs, they had lost the jobs, and what they did was they started selling rajma chawal. They started selling sandwiches, different types of sandwiches. Okay, normally which we used to only dream about, all those gourmet dishes are being served to us by means of a street side vendor or a street side shop or a stall or food truck. Okay, there have been also some cases, like I used to watch one show on Fox Life. It was some I don't know, street food, something based on street food, and many people who used to work in five-star hotels and restaurants, they quit the job there to start something of their own, and now they have their own food trucks, they have few employees working for them, and they are serving lots and lots of people. And why people are moving
Ma'am,
more towards, yes dear.
ma'am, some YouTube bloggers, they make the videos of many peoples like old men and that
Yes,
young.
if you have checked out this latest one, Baba Ka Dhaba, this became very popular during this pandemic. If
Yes,
you
ma'am.
people have checked social media, uh, an old couple in Malviya Nagar, Delhi, became famous overnight because of this social media. So their food, it's just ordinary food which he is selling, and then he got into lot many controversies also. That's a different story. So these many YouTube bloggers, they have also started highlighting these people, and also sometimes they take us to various. I saw one very nice restaurant in Delhi. They were following COVID-19 protocols very strictly. They even had a UV scanner for scanning or for properly disinfecting currency notes. Okay, so that also, and they were wearing proper suits, and they had all gloves, headgear, I mean, head cap, and also masks in order to prevent any type of infection. So it was like they were totally, they were, what to say, they claimed that the food which they are providing, it is absolutely safe. So one reason these days is also what people are looking for, safe options of eating outside, right? So that could also be added there. So people are experimenting with various things, as you can see. So this guy also, he first found out what is the demand of the people, log kya chahte hain, what do the people want. Now it is not like that he just wanted to concentrate on the South Indian population. But we know that dosa is something which is popular throughout India and even outside India, right? But there are people who want to, I mean, like the youngsters, cheese and mayo is one such. They are such ingredients which are very popular with the younger population. Okay, then the older population might opt for a more traditional version, right? And likewise there are different versions for different people. So he started targeting different different types of customers from different sections of the society from this. Had worked in a Chinese kitchen earlier and knew how to make tasty chow mein and other Chinese items. So gave him an idea to invent new types of dosas with Chinese flavors like American chopstick, paneer chili, spring roll dosa, Szechuan dosa, okay, and all these. So nowadays, this is also becoming, Chinese flavor is very popular with Indians. Okay, so that is also becoming very famous. Like he started experimenting with that also. The 108 types of dosas on his menu got him a lot of publicity. Then he took the biggest risk of his life and opened a new shop near a station and named it as Dosa Plaza. So you can just read the tagline here, the world's widest menu in dosas. Dosa Plaza is one of the most famous dosa shops in Mumbai. Points to ponder. From this story, what do you think are the different steps of starting a business? So now I'm giving you all 2 minutes time to think about it.
Ma'am, from this story, ma'am, I think that, ma'am, firstly, we can open a small business. Then, according to the needs of people, we can expand our business that that the things are favorable to them.
Yes. And also, I would like to add on to this point that is not only expand the business but also improvise certain things and learn about the people's interest and what the people want, and also experimenting with our product or the service whichever
Yes,
we are providing. Just like Prem Ganpati, what he did, he tried to incorporate different types of flavors into the traditional dosa and created different types of dosa. Yes, very good answer. Yes, Dipti Singh
thank you,
Tiwari.
ma'am.
Ma'am, we should first decide that about what we have to do the business, and second thing, we should have the capital or the money to set up the business, and
Very good.
then according to the small business, we can upgrade our business according to the style or the person favorable.
Exactly, very good. One very important thing she said is that we need the capital for starting a business. Okay, कोई भी business start करो आपको पैसा चाहिए, right? So you need the capital. So what you can do is you can even start working. You can work somewhere, earn some money, save, keep some, I mean, spend some money and keep the rest, save it for your future, and that money you can invest into your business. So side by side you can also start a new business, right? So very good. And also to continue improvising and have patience, like Prem Ganpati, he struggled a lot. Until and unless you struggle, you will never be able to succeed in your life. Okay, because success is like there is no shortcut to success. Understood? Yes, G Krishna.
Ma'am, as per the story, ma'am he started his first shop in railway station of Mumbai. So first he thought of the thing that if the people like his food, and ma'am he experimented then. Ma'am, after a lot of experiment and partnershiping lots of people and taking advice of the people and according to the flavors what all people like the most, ma'am,
Hmm.
he done and he achieved it, and then he started taking a big risk. He started a shop, and now
Wonderful, wonderful point. Taking a
there's so
risk.
many.
That's what is there. Continue. Continue. Complete it. Actually, I like that point, so I highlighted.
Yes, ma'am. Then after uh, opening a big shop, then he, after that, whatever medium of money and all, after giving a good name and giving experimenting a lot of things, people came, and if they like, the other people also recommend the others to go and try the food there. And after getting a lot of popularity, then he again taken risk to make the branch in another cities and capitalize the shops.
Yes, very good. Some very good points she said. That is taking risk. Prem Ganapati, he took risk. Okay, first he had opened a shop, taken a small loan, opened a shop near the railway station, and then he thought of expanding it. Then this, see, most traditional people, they wouldn't like any type of experiments with the traditional dosa. Now also, if you read some of the comments on the videos by posted by the YouTube bloggers, you will find that many people are against this cheese dosa or mayonnaise dosa or Chinese dosa because they don't want to change anything in the traditional dosa. So there are people who will always oppose this also, but he took that risk. Then another thing, his partnership failed. He started a business, but then his partnership failed, but he did not lose his courage or patience. He kept moving forward, pushing forward, right? And then he also, one more good point which G Krishna said was, once everything was settled and once his dosa plaza became successful, he also expanded this business, opened new branches, Also, he employed more people in this. Very good answer. Yes, anyone else? Many people were raising their hands. How could it be that you people have uh, I want many students to raise hands. It's a general discussion, dear. Yes, Purva Pacharia.
Ma'am, also the location, because it's a railway station, so many people come from many states and can try that, ma'am. And it's, ma'am, Mumbai is the busiest state, we
Hmm.
can say, and metro
Yes, exactly.
city. So there are a lot of people who would like to. So I think the location is very good for opening a restaurant there near the railway
Yes,
station.
yes, this is also one very good point. Railway stations are usually busiest places, busiest public places. There are people from various places coming there. And usually because it is a place from where a railway station is a place where people from various parts of the country they come and go. They are always on the run. So that could also attract, they could also get that factor also attracts a lot of customers. And as we already know, Mumbai is a metropolitan city, is the commercial capital of India, so it is liable to be the busiest place. Yes,
Ma'am,
very good.
also the name
Hmm.
of the restaurant he opened is also unique, so people might also attract
Yes,
by the name as
plaza
well.
is like that plaza word, food plaza, dosa plaza.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
plaza word is also like very kind of, it attracts people. People think, oh my god, what are they going to serve us there? Yes, that's also very good. So very good, wonderful point put up by Purva Pacharia. In fact, all the people who have answered me, very good thinking by you people, very good thinking, very good observation. Yes, Anishka Sharma. I hope I pronounced your name correctly this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
actually, the question was asking the steps. So, as I listened to your story, so I observed that we should always take small steps before
Mhm.
entering the big step. Like
Mm.
he started with a small step, right? Means you said he used to clean the dishes or
Mm.
do the basic tasks. We
Mm.
should not directly jump onto a big step like opening a restaurant, because if we open it, we need first investment. We have to invest in it, and in
Mm.
case if we failed, it is our loss only.
Yes,
Ma'am,
exactly. Hmm.
ma'am,
Continue.
that is the
Okay. And also see the fact that he used to wash dishes, cups and plates in other restaurants. He also worked in some Chinese restaurants, so he had that idea about Chinese flavors, right? And the fact that he had already worked somewhere, so he knew the works. He was into that catering business. So the first thing is you need to learn. So this was the informal way. He did not attend any business school for this. This was an informal path which he had taken to learn the trade. Okay. वो काम सीखा उसने. Okay, he learned the trade and then he used all that experience and knowledge which he had gained in doing the work. Like I will give you one more example. You might have seen there are certain places like designing shops in various locations. They design hoardings, flexes, kiosks, okay, flex boards, the huge kiosks and advertisement boards which you see on the roadside, or the names of the shops which are there. So those are also designed by some professional designers, right? So first what happens is when you are an amateur, you join an established shop, you learn it, you spend some time, you spend 1 year's time and you learn everything, you learn the designing, and then once you gain that experience, you just quit the job and you start your own setup. Okay. And that is exactly one more example which I gave. There are people who had left the job. If you just find out online, you will find during this COVID-19 pandemic, many people, many chefs, renowned, established chefs who were working in 3-star and 5-star hotels, they lost their jobs because of the cost cutting going on in the company or in the hotel, and they resorted to opening their own street side stall. Okay, because their skill, nobody can take, they can, people can take their job, but they cannot take away their already existing skills. Okay, so they use the skills in order to start another uh, street side stall, and if they are lucky enough or if they work hard enough, I'll not use the term lucky, or of course luck factor is there, but the most luck comes from your hard work. So if they put in a lot of hard work, they will gain popularity overnight. Okay, so this is what is there. You need experience, you need to experiment, you need to improvise things, you need investment. So all these things, and one more thing, uh, step by step, take one step at a time in order to proceed. Anybody who would like to add on to, I mean, any point, if we are missing out, if you want to add on to the points, you can share it right now. Any other thing which you would like to add to this? So this was a wonderful example of a successful entrepreneur, that is Prem Ganapati, who experimenting with different flavors on a traditional dish. That is also thinking out of the box. Okay, so he can be named as he can be termed as an entrepreneur.
Ma'am, he also shared innovative ideas.
Okay, yes. So he also used those ideas and he incorporated that in the food, in the product which he was selling. Yes. Steps in starting a business. The first thing is, first of all, business idea. Come up with an idea. Second, getting money and material to start. Third, understanding customer needs. Four, improving product or service. Okay, so these are the 4 steps in starting a business. It is not like once you started the business, that is enough. You have to keep on improving it, adding on to it, right? Always experimenting with the ideas. कुछ अलग होगा आपके पास, तभी तो वो पॉपुलर होगा, right? If you have something new to deliver, only then it will be popular. So idea, the first step is to come up with a business idea. A business idea could be based on something you are interested in doing, for example making dosa, a need you see in the market, for example tasty food next to the station. So two things, your interest, and another thing is market needs. These two things are important. Your interest, what interest you have, and how you could combine it with the needs prevalent in the market. Getting money and material. Once you have started, once you have the idea, you can start on a small scale with some money which will help you in buying basic material. That is, just first he might have started with simply the traditional dosa. He did not jump to experimenting with dosa right in the beginning. Okay, like even on the railway stations, you find many people selling breakfast, bread omelette. Okay, so what is that bread omelette? A very simple dish which you can make at home. Okay, but because you are traveling, many people like to travel hassle free without extra luggage. Okay, so that is the reason why, in order, many people prefer that they should get good tasty food or good breakfast right in the morning. Many people don't get the time to cook breakfast in the morning because they have a very early train to board. So that is why they are looking for a cheap alternative and a healthy, tasty alternative on the railway station itself, and there many people are selling this, right? Understanding customer needs. Once you start selling, you will find out what your customers like and want. You will also find out what your customer does not like during the stage. Like for example, some of them might not, as I said, some customers might not want to experiment with or they would not allow, or they would not accept any type of extra ingredient on the traditional dosa. भाई डोसा तो ऐसे ही बनता है, उसमें ये सब नहीं डलता है, तो I will not accept that dosa. Okay, so there are customers like this also. So for them, you should have the traditional alternative for them also. Ki, okay, the traditional menu is for you. And those who want, ki, it would have been better if you add a little bit of cheese on this. You have to first come up with an idea, then you have to gather money and material for starting the business. then understand what your customers want, what is your target audience, what are their requirements, and then finally you can provide the appropriate goods and services. You also have to keep on taking feedback from your customers regarding what is the quality of the goods and the products which you are providing, whether it's according to their expectations, or do you need to make any more improvements into it. Okay, so all those things you have to take into account and keep improvising from time to time.